Right now, deep inside your body, a silent biological process could already be spreading through your organs. You can't see it, and most of the time, you can't even feel it. But your immune system is constantly scanning your tissues for signs of danger. Specialized immune cells travel through the bloodstream, examining tissues and monitoring every signal coming from your organs. When these cells detect damage, infection, or unusual stress inside the body, they trigger a powerful defense mechanism known as inflammation. Inflammation is one of the body's most important survival tools. It helps isolate damaged areas, remove harmful invaders, and begin the repair process. Blood vessels expand so that oxygen, nutrients, and immune cells can reach injured tissue more quickly. Chemical messengers called cytokines coordinate this entire response, directing immune cells to where they are needed most. In the short term, this reaction can protect your body and help it recover from injury or infection. But sometimes the system doesn't fully switch off. Instead, low levels of inflammation continue circulating silently through the body. Over time, this persistent inflammatory activity can begin damaging healthy tissues. It can slowly spread through blood vessels, muscles, organs, and even the brain. And surprisingly, many of the triggers that keep inflammation active come from everyday habits. One of the most common triggers begins with something millions of people consume daily: sugar. When you eat foods high in sugar, glucose quickly floods into your bloodstream. Your pancreas immediately responds by releasing insulin. Insulin acts like a key, helping move glucose from the bloodstream into cells where it can be used as energy. But when sugar intake is consistently high, your cells can no longer use all that glucose efficiently. The excess begins converting into stored fat. Fat cells, particularly those located deep inside the abdomen around organs, are not simply passive storage. They actively release inflammatory chemicals known as cytokines. These chemical signals travel through the bloodstream and alert the immune system. The immune system responds by increasing inflammatory activity. Over time, repeated spikes in blood sugar can keep this inflammatory cycle running continuously. Another powerful trigger appears when the body doesn't get enough sleep. During deep sleep, the brain releases hormones that help calm inflammation and repair damaged cells. Throughout the night, tissues restore themselves from the stress of the day. But when sleep becomes short or irregular, these restorative processes weaken. Instead, the body begins producing more stress hormones. Cortisol rises in the bloodstream. The immune system interprets this hormonal imbalance as a signal that something may be wrong. Inflammatory proteins begin circulating through the body. Muscles recover more slowly from physical activity. Brain function becomes more fatigued. Night after night, chronic sleep deprivation quietly fuels inflammation. Stress also activates one of the most powerful biological systems in the body. When the brain senses stress, it activates the fight or flight response. The adrenal glands release adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart begins beating faster. Blood pressure rises to deliver energy quickly to muscles. In short bursts, this reaction helps the body respond to danger. But modern stress often lasts far longer than the body expects. Deadlines, financial pressure, and constant stimulation can keep stress hormones elevated for hours or even days. This constant hormonal signal stimulates inflammatory pathways inside the body. Nerve signals fire rapidly. Muscles remain tense. Eventually, the body can enter a long-term state of low-grade inflammation. Highly processed foods can also disrupt the body's internal balance. Many processed foods contain artificial additives, preservatives, refined sugars, and industrial oils. When these compounds enter the digestive system, the gut lining may become irritated. The immune system reacts to these unfamiliar substances. At the same time, the balance of bacteria living inside your intestines begins to change. Healthy bacteria decrease while harmful microbes begin multiplying. This imbalance weakens the protective intestinal barrier. Tiny inflammatory molecules can leak from the gut into the bloodstream. Once there, the immune system reacts with increased inflammatory activity throughout the body. Another hidden trigger appears when the body remains inactive for long periods. Modern lifestyles often involve sitting for many hours each day. When muscles remain inactive, blood circulation slows. Inactive muscles burn less glucose and fat for energy. Metabolism begins slowing down. Inflammatory markers slowly begin to rise. Even the body's sensitivity to insulin decreases. Blood may begin pooling in the lower parts of the body. Joints stiffen as movement decreases. Tissues receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Gradually, the body begins shifting toward metabolic imbalance. Over time, prolonged inactivity contributes to chronic inflammation. Here is the surprising part many people never realize. Inflammation itself is not the enemy. Your body actually depends on inflammation to heal injuries and fight infections. Without inflammation, even small wounds would never properly heal. The real problem begins when the inflammatory response never switches off, and that is exactly what many modern habits accidentally trigger. Smoking introduces thousands of toxic chemicals into the body. Each breath carries these toxins deep into delicate lung tissues. The lungs respond by activating inflammatory defenses. Nicotine also causes blood vessels to narrow. This reduces the amount of oxygen reaching muscles and organs. Immune cells begin attacking damaged lung cells. Over time, inflammation spreads through the circulatory system and damages blood vessels. Alcohol creates another challenge for the body. Once alcohol enters the bloodstream, the liver must work quickly to break it down. During this process, toxic byproducts form inside liver cells. These substances irritate and damage liver tissue. Over time, fat can begin accumulating inside the liver. Immune cells react to this damage by increasing inflammatory activity. Your gut also plays a major role in controlling inflammation. Inside the intestines lives a vast ecosystem of trillions of microorganisms. These microbes help digest food, produce vitamins, and regulate the immune system. But when harmful bacteria dominate, they release irritating toxins. These toxins inflame the intestinal lining. Immune cells respond aggressively. Signals from the gut can travel through the bloodstream and influence organs throughout the body. The good news is that the body also has powerful systems designed to calm inflammation. Regular movement helps muscles absorb glucose and improve circulation. Balanced nutrition supports healthy gut bacteria and organ function. Hydration allows cells to maintain proper chemical balance, and consistent sleep allows the brain and immune system to reset each night. When these healthy habits become part of daily life, inflammatory signals begin to calm. Organs slowly restore balance, cells repair damaged tissues, and the body gradually returns to a healthier state. If you want to see what's really happening inside your body, subscribe for more cinematic 3D anatomy explanations.